Hey there, it's great to see you once again. This is the week I've been hanging out for because this is the week where we see some really big changes in the numbers. So don't go away. I must admit, the numbers showed quite a number of surprises this week compared to all the other weeks I've done this for. This is week 18, and it's one which puts us right in the middle of the North American summer and the European summer period. And despite all of that, looks like the trend is going where I said it would go quite a number of weeks ago. I predicted there'd be a 5% uplift in the revenue versus the traditional 10 to 15% downturn. And a lot of that to do with COVID. Now, COVID's having a massive impact around the world. And for all of you who have been touched by this, my thoughts and prayers are with you. Like I was speaking to a domainer just the other day, and they'd lost their sister. And speaking to another one who I think it was their sister lost their daughter, who was a 20-year-old, really healthy and everything like that, and passed away within a week. So this is real. So for those of you who are thinking, well, maybe it's a bit of a scam or something, a bit of a hoax, it's not. It is real. So take it seriously. But in the meantime, what have we been looking at with these numbers? Each week, I've been trying to sort of plot the course to help you in your business. So if you found these videos to be really worthwhile, then don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like or comment. It means a lot to me when you do that. And besides that, YouTube loves me a bit more every time you do that sort of thing too. So if you've been watching these and you haven't subscribed, then please do so. That would be great. Anyway, so week 18. So what have I found with week 18? So let's take a look at these numbers and get stuck into things. So here we go. Domain industry update, week 18. So let's take a look at the RPM and normalized RPM. Now this is an aggregate level, and we can see straight away those curves are like those lines at the end that last week. Take a look at the RPM. It is skyrocketing. It is really going up. So it's something we should all be pleased about. And the normalized RPM is also going up. And that normalized RPM is the one I really pay attention to, because the one where I can count all the traffic. I'm not worried about filters and things like that. So the normalized RPM is one that I really like to see come around. Now, I think there's only a third order polynomial trend line on both of these. So if we put a fifth order one in, which I did for some of the other charts, then you'll see it actually has swung around quite a bit. So let's take a look at the next chart. Okay, EPC and CTR, this is my favorite graph to hate. But once again, you can see that inverse relationship, but look at the end there. That end is actually not an inverse relationship. Both of them are going up. And you can see that just in this area, just here, they're both going up, and which is unusual. And that's what's created such a surge. I must admit, at ParkLogic, my own company, we're doing like, to be quite blunt, we're doing record days, one day after another after another. You've been seeing your Park earnings go down, you're in the wrong spot. So we've been seeing one after the other, and a lot of it's to do with what's going on at the end there. So let's take a look at the next one. This is the 14-day moving average, and you can see there's the inverse relationship, but we don't see it just yet because that data is not in yet for the current week. So let's take a look at the volatility index. You can see this last week, and you can see it just in this area right here. It's been largely in the positive direction, which is an expansion. Now, a part of that is because the previous week was down a little bit, but the expansion is there. It looks like it really is moving forward. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But here we go. This is a great chart, this one. Look at this here. Wow. This is a classic example of just so happens quite a number of big direct advertising networks had some major issues simultaneously for whatever reason. Now that's a separate conversation itself. and they lost a lot of traffic on the weekend, and so if let's imagine you're sending your traffic all to one place, there'd be disaster. Like you'd have a massive drop in your revenue, and you'd be saying compensation, compensation. The reality is, it was barely a blip in what happened with ParkLogic, and the reason why it was barely a blip was simply because the traffic went to the next place. So it would be slightly lower, but largely it's quite sustainable. So there's the revenue split. You can see suddenly Google picked up all of that traffic, and that's what that spike was. Then it went back to normal. So are we trending upwards here in the red line, which is the direct advertisers? Are we actually trending upwards? I think it's still too early to tell. Are we trending up with Google? Not sure really. That spike is out of the ordinary. So it'd be interesting to see what happens in the coming week on this part of the analysis. All right, there's the traffic split. Once again, Google's winning the majority of traffic, but not as much. But obviously, direct advertisers are contributing a huge amount to the revenue with that small amount of traffic they take. Okay, so here is the chart which I live and die by. This is so important, this chart. And this is what I'm focusing on right now, is right here at the end. If you look right at the end there, they both, the direct advertisers, which is in red, and Google, which is in blue, they're both trending upwards. And that is such great news. If you're sitting there, you're looking at your portfolio saying, oh, when should I sell? When should I not sell? Or should is it going to go up? Am I going to be able to use the money to pay the mortgage payment and everything? This is good news. This is really good news. You look at this and you go, oh my gosh, thank you, Michael. They're telling me this good news. Now, if you're seeing it going down, you're in the wrong spot. So this is good news because this is numbers from my own company. But yeah, so normalized RPM is for both companies, both direct advertising networks and Google, is trending upwards. Great news. So be interested to see what happens in the following week. I hope it's sustainable. And you can see this reflected. If I've zoomed in on that last section of the graph, you can see it reflected there that both trend lines now for like the last 2 weeks are going upwards. Previously, they were sort of going down, but now they're definitely going upwards, and that's reflected in the zoomed in chart just here. So what's going on, the volatility? So what's going on in terms of who is actually making things go better and all that sort of stuff? Now, you can see that problem across the previous weekend, where the direct advertisers fell out of favor and Google picked up the traffic and so forth like that. So it's really hard to actually to really look at this area here and make any determination other than it's better than it was. So the following week is going to be interesting. So I hope you enjoyed those numbers, because that chart that I showed you of normalized RPM for Google and also direct advertisers just trending upwards is the chart we've got to hang on to. Out of all of the different charts and everything like that, that's the one. And I have some really exciting news also. Just to let you know, we're in the final stages of releasing and putting together what's called the Domain Monetization Masterclass. It's a whole series of videos, and that's what I sort of gave us sort of a teaser about last time. So that's coming up, and we hope to release that really soon. Just a few more things need to be done, and you'll be able to go online, register, go online, and see and learn all about monetization, all the things I'm talking about right here, plus so much more. There's literally hours of video footage and examples and so forth like that. We're looking at contributing a lot more to it because we're committed to this domain industry at ParkLogic. We want to see, and also obviously my blog, I want to see you guys prosper. And that's the goal, is to see you do so much better than you even probably are doing right now. And a part of that is education and really getting to the nitty gritty with what's going on. So be prepared for that. That's going to be released shortly. And I'm so excited about it. It's been like a massive work in progress. So once again, I hope you really enjoy these videos. Like, subscribe, and so forth. And I'll look forward to seeing you next week. And also my Saturday Musings. This week's Saturday Musings is going to be awesome. I'm tying together everything about truth, trust, and learning, and why that is such a powerful life principle. So don't forget the Saturday Musings. Anyway, thanks a lot for that. See you later then. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video and you find them really valuable for your business and helping you make better decisions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or pass the video on to your friends. Anyway, thanks a lot for that. Have a great day. Bye.